afternoon, class. My name is Nicholas Schlenka. I am a personal trainer and certified kinesiologist working in the province of Nova Scotia in Canada. And today we're going to talk about basic park fitness. So I've always wanted to make a little video about like this, just for people such as myself who are very independent, who like to learn and do things their own way, but they don't have access to a lot of equipment. Growing up between the ages of, honestly, 11 to 14 years old, I didn't have access to a gym at the time because no one wanted to pay for membership for me, so I would have to get creative and work out on my own. The things that I got really good at were basic bodyweight movements, so pull-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, planks, leg raises, and a bit more. I always felt like I was limited though in my overall training when it came to exercise programming because I didn't know that much. I didn't have the education I have right now, my bachelor's of kinesiology, my personal training certifications that are still pending, and not nearly the same experience I have now. But it takes some experience to live and learn, so I'm going to pass on what knowledge I can get to you there. So the first thing you want to do with any kind of park workout is just, you need to get warm. So you need to do some kind of cardio for 5 to 10 minutes. I let people get away with 3 minutes, like it really depends. But ideally you're getting 10 minutes there. But let's say you bike down to the gym, odds are you don't need to do cardio, so you can get right into the mobility routine. So what do I have in my beautiful bag of tricks here, right? We're going to probably pull out a TheraBand. I got some tennis balls here, no big deal. Let's try not to litter. And last thing, so you notice right away I got lots of bands here. How would I start my warm-up? I would go from the top to bottom approach, just in terms of like body group warm-ups, because like you can get everything nice and loose. So how do we do that? Well, let's start with the neck. My neck's been kind of tense recently. I don't really like to stretch out my neck a lot, but that's okay. So how would I do that? I would probably do slowly around the world, doing about 5 to 10 a rotation. Pause in the middle, going back, slow, 5 to 10 aside there. Maybe you need to do that 2 times each. I don't really think that is necessary. So once again, that's with no equipment. Now I got TheraBands and stuff like this. That cost maybe like $50 total in today's economy. So it's just kind of like, well, you can find it way cheaper if you're lucky, right? But ultimately, I would say I'm gonna give options with and without equipment or assistance, let's say. So the second part of that, let's say you need to get those shoulders nice and mobile. You can probably do 5 big ones, 5 small ones, and then 5 big ones the opposite way, and then 5 small ones the opposite way there. Now, if you're going a little bit creative, you can use some exercise bands there. I don't know, just throw these on the ground, I don't really care. We'll use this one just for sake. You can just do arm circles where you're trying to keep your shoulders back, going up and over. You might not get all the way back when you first go, so it might look more like this, and that's okay. Just doing 10 of those kind of thing. 10 band pull aparts. Going really fast, but you gotta go slow, feel the contraction, and then maybe if the band's good for you, just some chest flies. So the band's gonna come up important later towards the burning out section or the accessory work, okay? So keep that in mind. Now, if you don't have the band there, you're gonna do your arm circles. You're gonna go in an all-4 position on the ground, probably, and do your thread the needles. You can even do it with like some equipment here. Go to the side like this, so 5 to 10 aside, once again, and then your cat and camels going like this. So, still working with that upper body. Now, a little suggestion I'm going to make for you folks there would be getting some scapular elevation work going, just for your pull-ups. That's going to be hopefully something you work on in the future. So just bringing those shoulders back and down, because that's going to transition to doing back and down, and that full pull-up there. Okay, we're going very specific, we're doing really well. So, what would I do for my legs? Well, luckily for your legs, I don't really need that much equipment. I'll show some fun things in a second. But if you don't have the ability to do bodyweight squat as a warm-up, right, you probably do stuff like leg swings, try to stay straight, keep the leg straight, kicking all the way back, 5 to 10 a leg, 2 times each, most likely. And maybe you can even do kicking in and out, point your toes in, pointing them out, 5 to 10 aside there as well. So we need to warm up those hips just a little bit more. So if you have a band, now it could be an active band such as this, or you can use a smaller, more custom tailored band. You know, put it on your knees kind of thing, and then start doing, you know, bend your knees, push your butt back, bow up into the floor, walking left 5 maybe, 5 to 10. I like those. That range is my warm-ups, maybe 2 times each. Crab walk, getting those glute medians and mids all nice to go. So from there, you know, I don't like being on the ground as much on the park, so like maybe bring your own mat or something if you have a nice surface. That's awesome. I might say 90s or like a hockey modified hurdler stretch. But look, if you can't do these crab walks, right, because those are a bit too easy body weight, at home, sorry, here's your modification. You could do it like a squat, to thigh abduction or hip abduction, and then alternate each side, 5 to 10. Besides that, like you got other options. You could do it on the ground, side plank position, just shoulder on the ground, just clamshell. No, that's not clamshell, thigh abduction. And probably the last little bit for the legs, probably say like maybe a squat hold. So holding the bar. This bar's a bit high, but like, you know, holding a squat hold up 30, 60 seconds. And then even like standing hip stretch, because we're gonna do some lunges. Almost done with the dynamic warm-up routine. So what we're gonna do next, maybe a bit of ankle mobility. If you find you struggle with that, your squats might get some knee pain while squatting, possibly some hip pinching, and that's okay. You know, if it's not the worst thing, but ankle mobility, you just go against a wall or something. So it's like that standing hip stretch. We just bring your knee forward while keeping your entire foot planted on the ground, balance even, but your weight's evenly distributed across your foot. Just feel that in the ankle and calf region. Maybe 36 seconds, 2 times each, and then that's the dynamic warm-up. So the dynamic warm-up on top of cardio should be 20 minutes total. Now, for the sake of time, and if you're, you know, a younger individual, let's say you're around that 11, 14 age that I was, I would try to do this one every other day, and there's gonna be a part 2 video for like limited exercise equipment that you can use at home. If you don't have these bands, like let's say you have dumbbells, like it'll be more structured around that, and possibly some more floor exercises, just because it's not as disgusting as here. So, first exercise, right? Now 2 options. We need to do some kind of back work, okay? Yes, we can do push-ups right away, but like realistically, like come on guys, you can do push-ups later in the workout, put the ego away. So, let's say you can't do a full pull-up, right? There's a few modifications we can make, where the first one I would say would be any kind of negative. And now this is without bands, right? So if you don't have the ability to go up, pause, slowly down kind of thing for a pull-up, then what you'd want to do, probably find a bar that you can jump up to realistically. And what you're gonna do, keep your shoulders back to start, take a deep breath in, jump up, and then slowly lower yourself there. Now, I would say probably 10 to 15 reps, but you might not be able to get there. A lot of people suck at doing pull-ups, so think about good posture while you're doing that. Now, a nice little modification if you can't make it. There's a swing set, okay? Now just visualize, okay? Use your mind. You're gonna take that swing set, step back, you're gonna create a lever where your body's gonna be probably at 45 degrees, maybe 50, 60 if you're very weak, and that's okay. Weakness is fine. That means you gotta just easy ways to get stronger, right? So whatever you might be pulling the swing here, let's say the swing's really high for me, just imagine, okay? Now, it could be more of a horizontal row, like we're going up, slowly going down with the swing, going up, slowly going down. You know, you're gonna go for anywhere from 6 to 25 reps there. You know, and if you don't have time, go for 2 to 3 sets now, and then like the most I would say is maybe 4 sets, which is time not necessary for park fitness, especially if you're doing like other cardio or sports stuff. So we got some kind of pull movement done. Now let's say you have bands. Another simple way you can do it instead of negatives with the pull-ups would be quite simply, now you need a good band, you need like a very strong band. Let's set it up, being able to put your foot on it, just so you get some, so this bar is too low for me, but like I'm just gonna kneel, going up, slow it down, gives you some assistance there. Now this is a very light band, so you're definitely gonna need something that's gonna give you lots of support, maybe up to 40 pounds of strength. I think this is like 10 pounds, 20 pounds at best. So now, did our, you know, horizontal pull. So what can we do? Now, you can pair that horizontal pull with a superset exercise if you're feeling very fit. Now, let's go to the lunges, okay? So lunge variations. How would we progress that kind of thing? So an easy little progression. If you can't do any bodyweight lunges, you'll be holding on to something in front of you preferably. I'm gonna use this again just because it's the easiest surface I have. Kind of leg forward, do a split squat. My knee is stacked on top of my ankle, my legs slightly ahead of me kind of thing. my foot's back, toes. I like my toes pointed straight. I don't know why people point to the side. I think that's weird. Open up your hips like that. You're working some different muscles that you don't really need. Now you're holding on to something here. You're gonna do probably anywhere from 6 to 25 reps a leg. Working on that balance, making sure your weight's evenly distributed on that front leg there. Let's say you get 10 reps, and then you start like falling, or you're like, here's a common mistake, right? Like leaning too far forward, pushing off your knee. Any kind of cheating like that, if you can't keep it clean, then just pause, switch legs, and then rest 30, 60 seconds, okay? Now, once you're able to do lunges very well, then you can start doing forward lunge or a reverse lunge, where you can do a reverse lunge into like a hip flexion kind of thing, or a knee raise. Ultimately, if you don't have the strength you have to do a lunge, you can get like a box in front of you, step up on it, kick your opposite leg up, step back, alternate, do one leg at a time. Alternating is very good, just because if you don't have the cardio, muscular endurance, or anything like that, to do one side at a time, you can alternate, give that other side a chance to rest there. And then the hardest progression that I would say is like get an elevated surface. You got an elevated surface, right? Hand triple, hand split squat stance, kind of thing. Go down and then make it harder. It would be trying to kick your leg up there. So now we got some kind of knee extension there, a little bit of hip flexion, whatever. So we got some quad, glutes, all that fun stuff there. So what do we go with next? Well, this one I have like a nice warm-up variation for this thing. But let's say, also, well, I'm okay at Bulgarian split squats. I don't want to make those harder. Maybe you can get some dumbbells, but like, what's the point? Park Fitness, all right? So, anyways, speaking about all of that, the next thing I want to kind of talk about there would be a leg raise or an ab movement there. So what would we do for that? Well, leg raises, if you're relatively fit, you can start by going up. Imagine like you're arcing, not just bringing up and down, an arcing motion, your knees to your lower chest, squeeze your knees together, squeezing your core, 6 to 25. Once you get 2 to 3 sets pretty comfortably for 25 there, you can start trying to keep those legs straight, going up, slowly down, up, slowly down. Now if you can't do that, you can do it on the floor, start some sit-ups, maybe go to leg raises on the floor, possibly some flutter kicks, which are kind of like these ones, and then get strong enough to do that. Worst case, you can do some planking. Now, okay, so we got core out of the way there. Let's imagine that we want to pair a core with something, or want to do an exercise after that. You guys have been waiting a while, you want to do your triceps, you want to do your chest a bit. So ideally, at your park, you have some kind of area to do dips. Now, the beautiful thing about monkey bars is that that was not a clean muscle up, by the way, but you can do dips on top of the monkey bars there. Clearly, I don't do CrossFit. I hate doing muscle up. I can do pull-ups, but I just don't like it. It's bad for your shoulders, or it's tough on mine. Okay, so let's say you have an area where, let's say you don't have the ability to do dips yet. You can do modified push-ups, so you can do it high, put your hands higher, kind of thing. So like, I don't know, on an inclined surface, on a box, I guess, and then work your way down to the ground, or you can do kneeling push-ups if you have a mat or like a nicer surface to deal with. Just be careful, it is really tough on your knees there. Now that we have those two exercise pairs, the leg raises and push-ups, variations, or dips, what can we do? Great question, guys. Think about our hamstrings, think about our glutes. Now, you could do, I'm a big fan of bridges, but maybe not at the park. So maybe if you had a band, or you had like a stationary object like beams over here, you can do some single leg deadlifts, where your leg is up, trying to keep it closed the whole time, going down, 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 moving forward, stretching that left or right hamstring, going up slowly, pause, get that balance work going. It's super tough, I struggle with it. But I've been doing a lot more Park Fitness, I'm trying to work on that kind of thing. And then, well, now that we've got that single leg remain deadlift in, let's say you can't really do that, you would just use an object and walk your way down it to the best of your ability, within your range of motion. And then realistically, if you did have something to pair it with, to do some curls, I would use a TheraBand. 6 to 25 curls there. So you're getting some more biceps involved. Or you could do dead hangs, work on those forearms in between your sets, call that your rest period there. Making sure, I don't need to say, just other fitness tips, right? We got a lot of them. So 60-second rest, maybe switch, alternate each leg, 6:25 a leg, and then that way you're good there. And then let's do some explosive towards the end there. Let's do maybe some calves kind of thing. So you can do like a box jump. So let's hit a bench, jump up to it. And once you land, you want to step down 1 foot at a time there. So a lot of these things I'm explaining, you'll see videos of today, shorts. That's not complicated. That's just fun. Like, at least he's not revving up because he saw me filming, but that's okay. Anyways, I get distracted easily. So any kind of explosive movement, jumps, you can do calf raises as well, going down 1 leg at a time. So it'll look like this. You can just do 1 leg calf raises, probably on a beam so your ankle can go lower than the floor. Gives a nice little stretch on the Achilles. Make sure you're not doing those fast. And then you can probably pair those calf races and say, let's be creative here. This is tough. Like, I'm trying to give something without the band, but realistically, calf races maybe with like squat jumps or tuck jumps. I don't want to jump there just because, we're doing explosivity. And then, you want to cool down. So at the end of your workout, maybe you want to tuck your chin. Good posture. Bring your left ear with your hand to your left shoulder. Stretch out that neck. 20 to 30 seconds aside. Same thing. Tuck your chin. Right ear, right shoulder. Feel that stretch. 20 to 30 seconds aside. 2 times each. And then, reaching across. Stretching that shoulder. Same thing. 20 to 30 seconds. 2 times each. And then from there, probably try to stretch out your lat there, find a lower surface, hang on to it. Go and stretch your limbs now, or your lower extremities. Quadricep stretch, just standing, I'll grab some balance support there. And then alternate each side. Probably finishing off with a hamstring stretch there. You can do it standing, it's probably better to do it on a surface like that. Push your toes out, lean forward, have a good upright posture. And that would conclude just basic park fitness. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.